confess vermouth is not something that I drink or use very often. I'm strictly like a wine and occasional beer man. But this one is really interesting. This is the Padro and Co. Blanco Reserva vermouth, and it comes not from Italy like the famous names Cinzano and Martini. It comes from Spain, and it majors on citrus flavours and aromas, as well as the usual kind of aromatics and herbs and spices that vermouth would normally have, a white vermouth like this. The price is $15.99. And it's for sale in a lot of independent merchants. Hay Wines is one, but there are a lot of them. I'm going to put a list at the end of the video of all the stockists of this very interesting vermouth for sipping with some ice, or of course as a base for a martini or another cocktail. So on the nose, well, lots and lots of intense kind of basil and angelica and those kind of really quite lifted floral herb aromas. But there is lots of citrus too. More about lime and lemon than orange initially on the nose for me, I think, but quite intense. Then on the palate, well, drinking this neat 18% alcohol, it doesn't burn at all. The quality of spirit in this wine or this product is very good indeed. And I love the flavours. Loads of that exoticness, loads of all of that kind of basil-y kind of character, but a real blast, a clean surge of citrus through the middle that makes it, for me, extremely interesting and very drinkable. It's an aperitif style wine, I guess, or for mixing with cocktails, but I think a really interesting wine for this Christmas. Well, a huge change of pace for my second fortified wine of my Christmas trio. This is a serious port. It's the Quinta de Noval Colheita 2007 port. For sale for £49.99 from Ocado. Crump, Richmond, Shaw also sell it, and you may find it in other stockists if you use the wine searcher links. So the port, a Colheita port, is a port from a single vintage, like a vintage port, and in this case from a single vineyard, the Quinta de Noval. But instead of being aged for a short time in wood and then released for further aging in bottle once you have the vintage port home, this one has been in the wooden casks in the cellars at Noval for 13 years, which has matured the wine beautifully. It has this tawny colour, it is a tawny port, and on the nose, marvellous kind of walnut and raisin inflections to this. A little bit of old kind of polished wood character to it too. Lots of maturity, but somewhere in there's quite a firm core too. And in the mouth, well, the fruit is still really quite substantial. There's quite a lot of kind of black cherry in there, a little bit of black currant even. But again, it's all kind of smoothed by that creaminess, that nuttiness. A firm licoricey twist to the tannins and acidity. But again, the spirit quality here is fantastic with no burn, just a kind of gentle infusing heat. A fabulous port for this Christmas. This is one to have with hard cheeses, possibly with blue cheeses, and with desserts, darker desserts, Christmas pudding maybe, or chocolate desserts. Well, my third choice is something a little bit different, which I always like to include. This is probably unique, I would think, in the world of wine. It comes from Uruguay, made from the Tannat grape, but the wine has been fortified with brandy, but has also had a lot of added aromatics into the wine. Things like vanilla bean, wild mint, herbs and spices, to make for a fabulous wine that is the ultimate, perhaps, Christmas pudding wine, I would say. Price is $21.99 from the Great Grog Company, and you'll find them online. There are other independent stockists. Again, a list at the end of the video. So on the nose, well, it's like a cup of really good hot chocolate with a little bit of kind of spice sprinkled over it, a little bit of nutmeg or something maybe. But it's all about that kind of chocolatey depth with, again, a really deep cherry quality to the fruit. And on the palate, it's sumptuous. It's very thick and rich in the mouth. Has a lot of sweetness, but undercutting that are all of those chocolatey vanilla flavors and that slightly kind of wild, slightly unusual herb and citrus note going on to spark some more interest into the wine. As I say, perfect Christmas pudding wine. But three cracking fortified wines. I hope whichever one you buy, you thoroughly enjoy it. My wines of the week.